I'm sure we've all heard the fish tale about the big one that got away. Well, tonight's fish tale is about a man who wants to use Saginaw Bay walleye fishing to help the crippled children and adults of Bay County. Don Wackerly is the father of 16-year-old Ben. Ben is a victim of muscular dystrophy. It is Ben's inability to enjoy fishing, coupled with the need for money to send Ben and others like him to summer camp, that prompted Don Wackerly to finally take action.
I had an idea one day about having a fishing tournament that would benefit the whole community. The schools, the handicapped, the political figures in the community, to make them more involved in what some of the needs are of the handicapped. And just from that start, then you start thinking, how do you make this program fall together?
Tonight's meeting at City Hall in Bay City is to introduce the idea formally to local supporters and politicians. The organization to receive the money from this tournament will be the Bay County Crippled Children and Adult Society.
The Bay County Society for Crippled Children, of course, is a nonprofit organization. We are small, but we are mighty because we're not funded by anybody. Bay County, when people hear Bay County, they think we're funded by the county, but we're not. Bay County indicates the area we cover. We also send children and adults to a summer camp in Indian Trails Camp in Grand Rapids. Our cost this year will be over $7,000.
It's the goal of the society to receive enough money to send 7 crippled children or adults to a special camp this season.
It's a nice experience because we can all get out and do a lot of stuff that regular kids can do.
The Walleye Tournament will take place on Saturday, June 3rd, 1989 at Vets Park in Bay City. The students will initially be drawn from John Glenn High School, but next year more schools will be invited to participate. From tonight's reaction, it looks like this year's Walleye Tournament should be a big success. TV's 19 and 35, I'm Jeff Wiley.
And it's working out quite well. We generated $4,000 in this project.
And that's for the Bay County
Bay County Society for Crippled Children and Adults.
And is that money to be used to send these kids to camp this summer?
It's going to send them to camp, and it's going to help, like I say, provide their everyday needs. Some of the kids need some braces or something like that. It's to help them in just the general walk of life, to have them get a little bit more mobile,
Dan Ogrid wasn't out on the boat with you, but I did hear some rumors about you and somebody out there. Is there any truth to that?
She said Miss Michigan was out on the boat with us, and she said whoever catch a fish should give him one kiss. And I caught a fish, and she gave me a kiss. And she gave a couple other guys kisses too.
Well, at least she was there and you got what you wanted anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We've got Captain Dave DeGrow out here today with us. You had a bunch of celebrities on your boat with you today, I know.
Yeah, I kind of did a lot of work getting everybody here together, but it worked out fantastic. They came for the kids, they came to help promote this, and that's what it was all about.
And that's good.
If your group is interested in helping us build a barrier-free camp, please contact us at Fishtail.
A very pleasant good afternoon to you. Thanks a lot for tuning in to Take 5. I'm Dick Fabian.
And I'm Leslie Davis, and there is a lot ahead today on today's Take 5. Finally, there's a camp in Saginaw for handicapped adults and children. Well, most kids love summer camp, a time to get away from the family and be entertained full-time with wonderful activities. But that fun isn't always available for people who are handicapped. That is changing, though, as Jill Wellington reports. A camp is just starting now in Saginaw.
No, this is not an Indian reservation. It's a new summer camp for the handicapped that starts this summer. It used to be these campers had to travel to Grand Rapids to get their hands on some summer fun. But a group called Fishtails organized this camp at Saginaw Valley State University's Ryder Center.
It gives them a chance to get out and get away from home and be with their friends, just like anybody else likes to do during the summer. So
just to get out and meet everybody and do what everybody else does.
The camp time will be filled with typical camp activities.
Bowling, arts and crafts, we have archery, swimming, just a few baseball, some of those outdoors games like that.
In the evening, we're going to have some special events like a casino night and a dance with a DJ. So there'll be a lot of regular stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The campers will be staying overnight here in the dorms. This is one of the suites, and each camper will have their own room, and there'll be staff members staying with them overnight, and everything is handicapped accessible, including the shower.
Swimming will be another popular event. The Ryder Center has a handicapped accessible pool. Christine Moeller adores the water.
Here we go.
Christine can move much easier with the water supporting her. Jim Smith says he'd live in the water if he could, but he doesn't often get this luxury of being in a pool.
Because nobody wants to take the time with you to take you swimming in there.
He'll get his chance this summer. The Fishtails group is hoping it will lead to a new camp facility on its own land. The group is looking for volunteers and financial support. I'm Jill Wellington for Take 5.
Well, this is it. This is the culmination of 4 years of labor that has been a good feeling all the way through. When we started in 1989, everybody was working towards this. This finally has happened. This is our opening day at Camp Fishtails. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of good people to come together and help out on a project like this. But it's needed. It's something that has to be done. We don't, just don't know when one of us might wind up into a, where we could use a facility, something like this. So, as far as we have come, all the strides that we have made forward, and we finally have the camp, this is still the beginning. It's not the end. It's still the beginning. And from year to year, I can see it always being the beginning, a never-ending challenge to help one another and to work with one another and to benefit society. We're all in this world together. This is our main lodge. This is our first building that we started with back in 1996. As we come around the front, you can see a couple memorials here. This is really what it's all about. Tommy Marks was the grandchild of Tom Marks and the child of Dave Marks. The Marks family has been fantastic with help building all these trails and all the excavation work on this property. On the other side of the trail here, as we come up the front, you'll see Donnie Curtis. Donnie Curtis was a good friend of my son Ben's. Donnie had muscular dystrophy also. Donnie passed away in 1995 before the camp opened here. And we know that Don is still there with us, looking over our shoulder with what we're doing here. The doors are electronic here so that a camper can come up and let himself through the door. Everything's open. Everything here is barrier-free so that they can feel more independent, more self-worth. They don't have to rely on somebody all the time. the bathrooms, there's no solid walls in them. If we need a little extra room to turn around or whatever, we're not beating into a solid wall. Donnie and Ben, my son Ben, and Ramon Sanchez, this is what these campers wanted themselves. We listen to them. They know what they need. This patio area, they have dances at night out here. It's very, very nice during the summertime. The mosquitoes are taken care of by mosquito control. Even though we're in the woods and everything, it's very accommodating out here. The UPS cabins that you see in the back, they're all handicapped accessible. We were able to acquire the grant from the UPS Foundation and build the 2 cabins out in back. We really wanted to get them out in the woods. Those cabins back there also have barrier-free showers in them. The baths, the stools, the lavatories, wheelchairs can come right up to them. They're heated, they're air-conditioned, they're well-lighted. There's carpeting in the living rooms. Where we feel that there may be an accident with a urinal or something at night, we don't put carpeting. We have full kitchen facilities up in the main lodge. We can feed 75 people out of that main lodge. Any bigger group than that, we have to have it catered in a little bit, maybe do some cookouts and that. We have fed 130 people out of the main lodge. The small cabins that you can see along the side here are temporary facilities. Someday there'll be storage units for us, but at this point in time we have a few staff that stay in them just during camp time. We have our permit now that we acquired from the Department of Environmental Quality, which will allow us to build somewhere between a 3 and a 4 acre lake out here in front. It's going to enhance the appearance of the property. It's going to start looking like, hey, we can put a fish pond out here in front. Now we got a real reason to call our name Fishtails. The Bay County Home Builders Association came in the spring of 1998 and built this beautiful chapel for us. It's turned out very nice. We use it for chapel, we use it for Vesper services, and they also have some games and that they play under there. The National Rifle Association gave us a grant to build an archery range and an air gun range, and the kids thoroughly enjoy each activity. If you sat down and ask them which was their favorite, many of them will say the archery. It's just something that they have not experienced before. They're actually able to shoot their own bows. We have tripods that the bows set on. They can actually point them down range and shoot at the targets, and some of them get very good. The same way with the air gun range. They thoroughly enjoy that. At night, the campers really enjoy the campfire areas. They like the sing-alongs and the skits and everything that are produced there. This campfire area that you see here was designed so that the wheelchairs can come right up and park alongside the campfire. They also are involved in building the campfire. As you can see, we have concrete that goes around behind the campfire. The opening campfire is always lit with ashes from the previous campfire. At the end of the camping season, those ashes from that camping season are taken out and added to ashes of other camping seasons, and that is presented to the keeper of the fire. If I could take you back in your memory here to Donnie Curtis's memorial, you'd notice part of the inscription was the first keeper of the fire, and Donnie Curtis was actually the first keeper of the campfires. That he kept the ashes from year to year when we were out to Saginaw Valley and Delta College. One important part of our ceremony is to keep the history of Fishtails and the fire of Fishtails going strong. As you notice going around the campfire here, that it's actually tiered. Each one of those concrete slabs are a little bit higher than the other. That's for somebody sitting behind so that they can see over the top. My vision for the future of Fishtails is that not only is it a fun place for the campers to go and have fun, but as it grows and maybe we have conferences and that on the off season, the campers can actually come back and work at the camp, maybe derive a few benefits from working at the camp so that they get the feeling of self-achievement. With growth like that also comes more responsibilities and more fundraising. We're hoping that any group or organization out there or foundation that can see the vision of Fishtails might jump on board with us and cast another line in the water.